Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. I'm bringing you guys a brand new video today talking about some Pokemon Sword and Shield shenanigans, and this one is a complete Pokedex leak or rumor that we're going to discuss, and it's pretty interesting. We're going to break it down in this video today, and as always with these rumors, you always got to take them with a grain of salt. Understand that these are rumors, that maybe the legitimate information has slipped through the cracks of the internet, or perhaps it's just someone with way too much time on their hand and they're just like, hey, I'm just gonna make up a bunch of Pokemon names and trick some people on the internet. But nevertheless, it's fun to theorize and have just a good time talking about these things, so let's jump into it. I want to know in the comments section below, what type of Pokemon do you want to see most in the Galar region that we haven't seen before? For me, it has been Bug and Dragon all along. I really feel like that typing is so cool, and it would be really, really neat to see that integrated into Pokemon Sword and Shield. I hope they do it, man. That would be really cool. But let me know what type. We got our Fairy and Poison for the first time. They revealed a few other new types like Dark and Fairy, so we'll kind of see what's going to happen with the Galar region. But hit that like button down below. Let's see if you guys can smash 1,500 likes. I know you guys can do it. And be sure to subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, as I do post Pokemon videos every single day, and I definitely feel like this is the place to be for rumors and, of course, all sorts of Pokemon content. So, let's talk about this post, man. It was a very interesting one. It kind of came up on my feed. A couple people sent it over my way, and I was like, you know what? Let's take a peek. Let's take a peek. So, it starts off with Grookey, talks about an evolved form, Rock, Aurole, and Basadrill. Those are pretty cool names, and there is a kind of, the leak has kind of, you know, led us to believe that Grookey is going to evolve into some sort of a drumming monkey. Grass and Rock is kind of the most highly speculated type there. Scorbunny, a Raboot, which was also a name mentioned in the previous leak, evolving into Shockalope, which I love that name. Fire Electric would be so cool. We haven't seen that typing before with Rotom Heat, but Shockalope being Fire Electric, that'd be super duper sick. That was not mentioned in the previous leak. The previous leak has said that it was Pure Fighter. We don't know if that was a typo and meant to say Pure Fire, or if it's supposed to be Fire Fighting. We really can't tell at this point, but nevertheless, Shockalope here is supposed to be Fire and Electric type. Sobble evolving, we know it's supposed to evolve into some sort of a spy-themed chameleon, evolving into Scyther and Inteleon. This is indicating that is a Water Psychic type. A lot of people have been speculating that it's going to be Water and Ghost, but Water and Psychic could be very cool. I'd be down for that. Spy theme, Psychic could work with that. Then it mentions a Bug-type Pokemon called Aracola, which is Bug and Poison, and then it apparently evolves into Bug and Dark, which is very, very interesting. Spinedly and Shadwid. I'm assuming those are different, like, that's an kind of, you know, evolution line, because it seems like it's some sort of a spider. So that could be super duper cool. Humo is a flying and normal type, and then it seems like it evolves into Kingahit and Boxwing, which is flying and fighting. So it's some sort of little bird that evolves into two different Pokemon that are flying and fighting type. And then we see Greedent and Crimsmunk and Squovet. This is normal grass, normal fire, and normal water. Now, we've heard from a previous leak that Greedent and Squovet are little chipmunk Pokemon. We've been assuming that it's one Pokemon evolves in the other. This seems to be similar to kind of the Pansage, Pansear, Panpour situation where there's three monkeys. This is saying there's three little chipmunk type dudes, grass, fire, and water, and that's actually kind of a cool idea. That's something that I didn't really think of. It would be really cool if there were three little chipmunks and they had different types and they kind of were complementary of each other. Then it mentions Zigzagoon, Linoon, and Obstagoon, which is very, very interesting. Of course, the brand new Galarian Forms that we've seen, obviously being dark and normal type. Then it goes into Wooloo and Ramite, which is a super good name, a normal and fighting type Ram Pokemon. I thought that that was pretty interesting. So Wooloo apparently is going to evolve into a normal and fighting type. And then again, we talked about Linoon. Then you have Luceba, which this could be a split evolution. It's kind of hard to tell. Normal and psychic. So perhaps Wooloo has a split evolution, one of which is fighting and one of which is psychic type. It wouldn't make sense for Ramite to evolve into Luceba. Luceba could be a standalone Pokemon, but it seems as though, based on how the dex is presented here, that it is kind of referenced that it's a split evolution of Wooloo. Then we have Yamper and Pamper. Now, from the original leak that has been proven true, and I've been referencing a few times this leak in this video, but this leak has been proven true. It's got Squobank redone, and it predicted so many things, man. Hop, Beatty, Marnie, and this is from back in May, right? So, like, this is a legitimate leak at this point. We can pretty much mark this one as true, but this one has, I'm referencing this one over and over again. But it says that there's a sheep Pokemon named Wooloo, and then Pamper, an electric Corgi Pokemon. So this rumor here is saying that Yamper is gonna evolve into Pamper. So Pamper was not a typo, but rather it's actually the evolved form, and it is an electric and fairy type Pokemon, which is a typing that we have seen with Dedenne, now that I think about it. Then the Galarian Farfetch'd is flying in Psychic, and it evolves into Surfetch'd, which is also flying in Psychic. Now, again, the same leak that I keep referencing back to did say that there are going to be a Galarian form and an evolved form of Farfetch'd, so this ties that right in. Seagret is apparently going to be that Seagull Pokemon, again, mentioned in this previous leak, that picks up Pikachu and whatever, spits it out with a move or whatever it is. And then Royal Lunge, water flying, presumably its evolved form. Now here's some interesting stuff here. We're gonna jump into some new Galarian forms. Aipom, Ambipom, and Ambaboo, Ghost and Grass Aipom. Very, very interesting. So you see the two Galarians that we've seen, Weezing, Poison, and Fairy, and then either the Linoon line being dark and normal. This is saying that Aipom is going to become Ghost and Grass and get a new evolution called Ambaboo, that's interesting. A baboon could be kind of a reference to that, but also boo as in like ghost. That could be kind of cool. And then you've got Mushlush, which is a poison and ground type, and Truffroot, which is a poison and ground type. That seems like some sort of mushroom or truffle type of deal. Ivale is a grass and psychic type, evolving into Camo Mage, another grass and psychic type. So this seems to be like the foresty part of the game. Gossifleur and Eldegoss, of course. And this also, just to mention, this was the new Pokemon, not including all the other stuff that we've seen, like, you know, Reuniclus is going to be in the game, Grubbin, etc. Morpeko, of course, Electric and Dark. Galarian forms of Phanpy, evolving into Donphan and Elephant, which are both Fairy and Fire types. Brand new typing. Kind of hard to imagine Phanpy turning into Fairy and Fire as a little elephant, but I'm open-minded to it. This is one of my favorite ones that I saw, though, and I love this idea, is Houndour staying dark but evolving into a Dark and Water Houndoom, and then it evolves into Houndo Campus, a Dark and Water Hippo Wolf Dog thing. I don't know, man. That's so crazy. So I don't know what to make of that, but both Phanpy and Houndour seemingly getting Galarian forms and evolved forms. And I love the idea of these Pokemon getting new evolved forms. I just think of like an Eeveelutions Donphan, and god, that would just be ridiculous. That would be like, almost like, that would be like a Porygon 2 type situation, although it does not get reliable recovery, but still. Like, I guess it could, but anyway, Flydo into Corviknight. So a new Pokemon, apparently Flydo is going to evolve into Corviknight. And then you've got things like Alchemy evolving into a new Pokemon called Bakavon, Pure Fairy, and then a Steel and Ground Unocow and Moowork, so just two Steel Grounds. Roly-Coly evolving into Charktroll, so kind of going into Charcoal. I still believe that Roly-Coly is going to turn into a train. I've just been on that train for a long time. Minerail, Rock and Steel, so maybe that is the train. So Roly-Coly, Charktroll evolving into Minerail. Which is potentially a train Pokemon. Crybstall, Ghost and Rock. Dialittle is Pure Ice. Aberrance, Pure Ice. And then Titanica, Ice and Steel. Those seem to be related to each other. Dreadnought gets revealed as just a standalone Pokemon. Polishoot as a Rock and Fighting type. Tough Boot as well, Rock and Fighting, which I'm trying to think if we've seen Rock and Fighting. Yes, Terrakion. Meowth and Persian, and then Feepur. This is weird. You have a Meowth, Fairy and Ground, Persian, Fairy and Ground, and then Feepur could just be completely separate, or it's an evolution of Persian. Can't really tell at this moment. Fairy and Normal. I don't necessarily. Maybe it's a split evolution of Meowth instead of an evolution of Persian. Bionewt being a Steel type, and then Cyvern being Steel Dragon, and then Duraludon being Steel Dragon. So this is saying that you have some little new Steel type Pokemon evolving into Cyvern and then evolving into Duraludon, I would assume. Or maybe Bionute is a separate Pokemon on its own. Placeme is a pure Poison type, Climastic is Poison Fire, and then Enviroburn is Poison Fire as well. And then we see Weezing indicated here, Poison and Fairy. And then you've got Rostone, Koshenge, and Cavarius. So these seem to be kind of like some sort of a Stone, Rock, and Psychic type Pokemon, maybe a reference to Stone Edge. Humblack, a Dark and Fire type. And then we kind of jump into some of the more later game Pokemon. Dracty, a Dragon Ground. Genwivel, a Dragon and Flying type. Mamolder, a Ghost and Water type. And Deskay, a Ghost and Water type. Hadot, Sealy, and Tramold, pure Water type Pokemon. Jumming, an Ice and Normal type. Latrice, Ice and Dark. And then we see a new kind of line, Paris being Bug. Parasect being Bug and Psychic. And then Snuggle being Bug Electric. Not really sure what that is. Could Snuggle be an evolution of something like Galvantula, or does it have something to do with Paris, or is it just next to each other? But then right after that is Flutrick, so it's probably a new Pokemon in general. So Paris and Parasect being Bug, and then Bug Psychic, Galarian Forms, and then Snuggle and Flutrick, probably a separate line in itself. Impidimp, and then Pinkubus, what a name, dude, and then Satiskin. So this is a very, very interesting line there. Impidimp apparently being a 3-stage Pokemon, being Dark Fairy. And then, of course, we see the Eeveelutions indicated here. This is a Curveball, Wivion, and Bansheon, Dragon, and Ghost. Now, obviously, Wivion has been a name that's been thrown around many, many times. Bansheon I've heard before, but definitely one of the better Ghost-type Eeveelution names. So this is saying Dragon and Ghost as opposed to the kind of heavily speculated Dragon and Steel. Surplude, Hydrants, and Medusalisk. Dude, that's a great name. Medusalisk. Water and Dragon. Night Mirror. Dark and Fighting. That sounds like it's about to be some sort of a horse. I don't know. Polkajoy as a Fairy. Huntspan, a Bug Electric. Zacian is Steel and Grass. Zamazenta is Steel and Dark. I have a hard time feeling that those are the typings. If I'm being completely honest, for the legendaries, Steel and Grass, Steel and Dark, I have a hard time believing that those are the typings. Eternatus, Dark and Electric, and then Dustin is Water and Poison, most likely some sort of crazy legendary, or perhaps it's kind of a mythical type Pokemon. So overall, I thought this was pretty interesting, kind of some interesting type combinations that we maybe haven't seen before. Am I gonna jump in and buy this rumor right now and say this has gotta be real? Not so much, man. I definitely have some reservations about it, especially when you think, I just have a really hard time getting my head around the fact that Zacian and Zamazenta are those typings. I just don't feel Grass and Dark as their secondary typing. Steel I get, but I just don't feel Grass and Dark, but anything could happen there. I think some of the Galarian forms that are mentioned in this rumor are very cool, though. When you see things like Houndo Campus, love that name, love that idea. I love the idea of the 3 different chipmunks, or kind of like little squirrel Pokemon being different types, kind of like Pansage, Panpour, and Pansear. Some pretty interesting stuff here, though. So let me know your thoughts on this one here, guys. Like I said, figured I'd cover it. A lot of people sent it over my way, and it was one of the kind of more effort-based rumors that are kind of floating around right now, and I thought it was worth covering, especially just to get some ideas of what could happen, because I never personally thought of, potential Houndour Galarian form. Like, I would never think of that, but pretty cool stuff there. So let me know what type you want to see most in Sword and Shield. We're probably going to get some new information on Friday at the reveal for Pokemon World Championships, so get yourselves ready for that, because we will get some confirmed information there. They've pretty much always done some sort of reveal at World Championships, so I'm definitely expecting that. But in the meantime, we'll see what kind of rumors pop up and see if anything leaks, slips through those cracks. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you guys are new. My name is Dan. I also go by aDrive, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.